A 20-year-old woman, the sole breadwinner of her family, hit by a car and then has her body dragged for over 10 kilometers. The country is barely coming to terms with the horror that has unfolded in the national capital. I'm Barkha Dutt, you're with the Mojo story. Our focus today continues to be on the tragic killing, and yes, it's a killing, let's not call it an accident, of Anjali Singh. As I said, a young 20-year-old woman, the only earning member of her family, a daughter who was set to donate a kidney to her mother, out with a friend on New Year's when she's hit by a car that is being driven by men now established to be drunk. Not just do they flee, but her body then gets dragged, her head sticking out from under the car, as established by eyewitnesses. The car drives like that for over 10 kilometers. Witnesses have told the Mojo story that as they alerted the police had an initially casual attitude and in fact told the witnesses to leave things to the police and carry on with what they were doing. A political war has, of course, erupted between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. Remember, the police in the national capital reports to the central government. But beyond the politics, it's the end of another year and it's another young woman's life snuffed out. Not just well before her prime, but in her prime, a callous culture of policing and streets that continue to remain unsafe for women, like in most major cities of India. How will justice be delivered? Where should our anger be focused on? Let's introduce our guests on the program today as we look at this horror that has really, in a sense, grabbed the country's attention for all the wrong reasons. Joining me now is lawyer and rights activist Abha Singh. Also joining us is Brinda, Adige, well-known feminist activist. From the BJP, we're joined by its leader and spokesperson, Ashwini Shahi. And also joining us on the program today is Akshay Marathe, leader and spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. We hope Yashovardhan Azad, who's of course a senior IPS officer, will be with us shortly as well. Now, I want to start actually by playing out a short clip of an eyewitness who actually says that he was just driving past when he saw what was unfolding. He was initially too scared. He didn't know what to do. He was also paralyzed, and then he tried to go to the nearby police chowki. He found the chowki empty. He then waves down two policemen on a bike, and this is what happens. Listen to this eyewitness account.
मैं कंजावला रोड से आ रहा था और अगरसैन वाले रोड की तरफ जाना था मुझे, तो वहाँ से वो गाड़ी आई, मेरी बाइक उनसे टकराने से बच गई। जब उनसे टकराने से मेरी बाइक लड़खड़ा गई थी थोड़ी, मैंने अपनी बाइक जैसी बैलेंस में करी तो गाड़ी जब तक रोहिणी की तरफ मुड़ गई थी। 100 से 150 मीटर की दूरी पर पुलिस चौकी है, उन्होंने पुलिस चौकी को देखकर वापसी गाड़ी मोड़ ली कंजावला की तरफ। जब वो कंजावला की तरफ जाते हुए गए, जब मैंने उस लड़के का सर देखा था लेकिन तो वो गाड़ी, उस टाइम मैं थोड़ा शॉक हो गया था, समझ में नहीं आया था क्या करूँ। थोड़ा बिल्कुल ही आपा सा बाहर था, तो मैं अपने काम में लगा रहा, सोचता रहा। फिर मैंने ना जो चौकी पर थी वहाँ पर, उसी चौकी पे वहीं से मैं निकल रहा था, तो मैंने चौकी पे इन्फॉर्म करने की सोची, तो चौकी पे कोई था नहीं। फिर मैंने रास्ते में 2 पुलिस वाले बाइक पे जा रहे थे, अपाची बाइक थी, उन्हें बोला, उन्हें सारी वारदात बताई, तो उन्होंने मेरे से ये बात बोल दी थी कि आप ठीक हो? मगर हाँ, तो आप ठीक हो तो जाओ, बाकी हम देख लेंगे। उन्होंने ये बात बोल दी थी, मैं आ गया था। फिर मेरे को आज रात को 1:30 बजे मेरे यार दोस्तों के थ्रू पता चला कि ऐसे कांड हो गया।
So this man does his job as a good Samaritan. He actually first goes to the police chowki, Abha Singh. He then waves down 2 policemen on a motorcycle. They tell him, "Bhai, aap chalte bano. Hum dekh lenge, hum sambhal lenge." Abha, where does the responsibility of what's happened, where does it lie? Abha.
You know, Barkha, the very thing which is here is the local police station where the complaint was received, the PCR point where the complaint was received, that go locate this car, there's a body which is being dragged. I hold these people responsible out and out. When on New Year you said there were 18,000 people on the roads, from police commissioner down to every officer is on alert on a New Year Eve, and this is happening on a New Year Eve late, in fact the wee hours of the morning of the first day of the New Year. The local police, the DCP are absolutely responsible. I don't want to make the Home Minister responsible. I don't want to make the Police Commissioner responsible. But the ground level cops are 100% responsible, because in police we have the concept of a beat policing. So that means that area cops, where are they? If they were beat cops, then the inspector should have done inspection and seen that everybody is on duty. So of course the cops need to be taken to task. But the bigger issue now here is that this is not the first time 2-wheeler accidents are happening. 44% of the road crashes, accidents that take place, they are involving two-wheelers. So why we don't have a roadmap for making safety for these two-wheelers? You know, it's gruesome. And then a girl, I think maybe it will be the patriarchy also, because they saw a young girl on the scooter, maybe they tried to act funny. So that mentality also needs to be brought to task. And above all, drunken driving. How was this car all over brazenly going and they were so drunk? That means to say you have only breath analyzers in VIP areas or where you have a 5-star and a party going on, but far-flung areas you're not ready to monitor. So definitely this also needs to be looked into.
Before I come to the politicians, I just want to bring Brinda in. You know, there's a sense of deja vu with being a feminist activist in this country. I was just counting the number of stories that platform has done through 2022. And literally, I would say, and at one level, I'm proud of this, but at another level, it's a tragedy that we needed to do this, have been on women. Crimes against women, sexual harassment, abuse. And I completely agree with Abha. 2 young women on a scooter, a car full of drunken men, New Year's weekend, late evening. Of course, they're going to target the woman and not care. Let's not call this an accident. I'm sorry, but I'm not willing to call it an accident. Brinda.
I'm in complete agreement with you, Barkha. This is not an accident. This is a killing, like Abha said. And all of that chauvinist behavior of men, 2 women on the scooty. One of them has also told the police that they did hit the scooty. Why will they not stop and see what has happened? They would have wanted just that to happen. Dragging the body for 14 plus kilometers, not knowing that there is somebody under that. I don't believe, even if they were drunk, I do not believe a single lie that these fellows are saying. First responsibility absolutely lies with the state. They have purchased cameras, CCTV cameras across Delhi with Nirbhaya funds, not with any other funds, with Nirbhaya funds. So where are the police monitoring those cameras? Did they just purchase it and hang it out there to make an audit statement and say that we have purchased cameras and it is there? They have not monitored it. Like Abha said, where are those fellows supposed to be on their beat, whether on the 2-wheeler or in the 4-wheeler or on foot? None of them. Being New Year's night, eve, early morning, the cop should have been there. And this is again recounting Nirbhaya again.
And I think of this young woman, there's new CCTV footage that now shows that she was, as you said, Brinda, with a friend. The friend was at the back of a scooter. Apparently, the 2 friends had a fight that particular day. Now, what's really tragic is this young woman is really left alone to die. The car hits the scooter. Her body, because she's driving the scooter, gets dragged away under that car for over 10 kilometers. The friend panics. The friend leaves the scene, but has now given a statement to the police. Ashwini शाही सबसे पहले आपसे पूछती हूँ, आम आदमी पार्टी के प्रदर्शन पे भी आऊंगी। इसमें गृह मंत्री अमित शाह ने खुद कॉग्निसेंस लिया है। डू यू एक्सेप्ट कि इसमें पुलिस की गलती हुई है? जिस कैजुअल तरीके से द पुलिस इनिशियली हैंडल द सिचुएशन, शायद अगर जल्दी कोई अटेंशन पे कर देता, वी डोंट नो वेदर द गर्ल डाइड इमीडिएटली और नॉट, हो सकता है उसकी जान बच जाती।
बरखा जी, देखिए, इस दुखद दुर्घटना पर जितनी संवेदना व्यक्त की जाए कम है। दुर्घटना तो हुई है और ये हत्या है और एक्सीडेंट है, क्या है, थोड़ा सा हम लोग जल्दीबाजी कर देंगे इस चीजों को कहने में। जैसे उनके परिवार वालों ने और पूरे समाज ने, आम आदमी पार्टी ने, सबने कहना शुरू किया कि रेप हुआ है, उसके बाद हत्या हुई, पोस्टमार्टम की रिपोर्ट आ गई, आज उसमें हो गया कि रेप नहीं हुआ है। हाँ, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं ये किलिंग है, ये एक्सीडेंट है, ये पुलिस की जांच में है। और स्पष्ट रूप से आपने जो सवाल पूछा कि किसी ना किसी की कहीं गलती है, और वो गलती है पुलिस थोड़ी सी तत्परता दिखाती। केजरीवाल जी दावा करते हैं पूरे दिल्ली में, वो लगा, मैं ये राजनीतिक चीज नहीं बोल रहा हूं बरखा जी, इसको राजनीति से न जोड़ा जाए, पूरे दिल्ली में सीसीटीवी कैमरे का दावा करते हैं, मगर क्यों नहीं उस जगह का सीसीटीवी कैमरा काम कर रहा था जहां एक्सीडेंट हुआ? ये बहुत से सवाल हैं। इसको अगर हम लोग यहाँ पर डिस्कशन करेंगे तो हम लोग एक संवेदना व्यक्त कर सकते हैं, या तरीकों पर बात कर सकते हैं, या कौन दोषी है उसको कह सकते हैं कि अगर पुलिस टाइम पर जाग जाती तो ये होता। कई जगह अभी मैं किसी चैनल पर देख रहा था, संवाददाता उनके घूम रहे थे और पुलिस वाले सो रहे थे। ये तो कहीं ना कहीं उनकी ड्यूटी के खिलाफ लापरवाही है, उसकी सजा उनको मिलनी चाहिए। ये दुर्घटना हो गई, वो बिटिया वापस नहीं आएगी, मगर माननीय गृह मंत्री जी ने स्वतः संज्ञान लिया है, इस पर रिपोर्ट मंगाई है और आज पोस्टमार्टम के बाद उनके परिवार वालों को उनका सौंप दिया गया है। आज उन लोगों ने भी माना है कि चलिए रेप नहीं हुआ है, लेकिन जो दो लड़कियां, पुलिस को अब एक लड़की और एक गवाह मिल गया है, प्रत्यक्षदर्शी जो उसके साथ थी लड़की जो घायल हुई और उठकर वो चली गई, उसकी रिपोर्ट स्पेशल सीपी जो जांच कर रहे हैं उन्होंने उसकी रिपोर्ट को दर्ज कराया है, उसके गवाह का मतलब विटनेस का उसका जो है बयान दर्ज कराया है और बयान दर्ज कराने के बाद काफी चीजें उनके सामने निकल कर आ रही हैं। पुलिस अपनी कार्रवाई कर रही है और मैं कहूंगा पुलिस कर रही है उसकी बात छोड़ दीजिए, प्रशासन कर रहा छोड़ दीजिए, मैं कहूंगा जो भी दोषी हो उसको न्यायोचित कड़ी से कड़ी सजा मिलनी चाहिए कि आगे आने वाले दिनों में ये दुर्घटनाएं न हो।
जी, लेट मी ब्रिंग इन अक्षय। अक्षय, अश्विनी शाही कहते हैं, मानते हैं कि कहीं ना कहीं गलती हुई है, बट आम आदमी पार्टी, he says, also has questions to answer. Why was, for example, there is no CCTV footage of the exact point when the car hits the scooter, right? We only have what happens afterwards. दूसरी तरफ, the Lieutenant Governor has called, he's not named the Aam Aadmi Party, but he says there are groups that are doing opportunistic scavenging. And that's the phrase he's used. You'll see that in his tweet. The Aam Aadmi Party has been quick to take to the streets. We now have the autopsy report. Indeed, the body of the woman was found without clothes, probably because she was dragged by the car for several kilometers, but the postmortem says there is no sign of assault. Is the Aam Aadmi Party, Akshay, playing politics with this horrific killing, horrific tragedy?
Barkha, all politics is always linked to policy, and what Aam Aadmi Party is doing in this case by dragging the BJP into it is questioning the BJP's role in the policy part of it, which is that in our constitutional structure, it is the BJP's responsibility to govern Delhi's law and order. And the BJP is directly responsible, and it does so through the Home Minister who appoints the Lieutenant Governor. So when the Aam Aadmi Party asks questions of the Lieutenant Governor, Mr. Saxena, it is not politicization. It is a natural process of accountability, of seeking accountability from the people responsible for keeping the young men and women of Delhi safe and secure. And in this particular case, Barkha, the BJP becomes an even more important party because the leader of the BJP is involved in this particular incident. The car in question had Mr. Manoj Mittal inside it, who is a local leader of the BJP in Sultanpuri. And what is the effect of that? The effect of the BJP leader being involved in this incident is that the Delhi police, which is run by the BJP, refused to register an FIR for more than 15 hours after they got report of the incident. So according to the CRPC, the police, when it comes to know of a crime being committed, they have to immediately register an FIR. There cannot be any delay. But clearly, they found that there was a BJP leader involved and the FIR registration was delayed. In fact, the DCP, I forget his name, but he has come out on record and actually mimicked the statement by the Bharatiya Janata Party leader involved in this. So what kind of policing and what kind of investigation should we expect from a police and law enforcement agency, which is actually
and how do you,
that is what the Aam Aadmi Party is saying.
I will put that to Ashwini Shahi in a moment, but how do you respond to the fact that the CCTV cameras that should have worked clearly have not at that point of collision? That account, you see, this is the Delhi structure, is this divided structure of accountability. It becomes increasingly complex for women to actually ask for accountability. But a quick response, Akshay, on the CCTV cameras clearly not having worked. There is no video that I know of the point of collision where this car hits the scooter.
Barkha, the Aam Aadmi Party has actually gone out of its way and installed 3 lakh CCTV cameras. The constitutional responsibility of doing this is with the police. We have actually gone out of our way to kind of assist and aid the process of law enforcement. So then to turn around and say, why did you not do more than what you're already not supposed to be doing, is a bit rich from the BJP. It is their job. They get budgets. You know what the budget, the Delhi police gets somewhere to the tune of 8 to 10,000 crore rupees. How can they point fingers at the Aam Aadmi Party, who doesn't even have the power to run law enforcement? You give us that power, you give us the Delhi police, and we'll show you the results. But this is a really, bad form by the part of the BJP to take no responsibility and point fingers at the Aam Aadmi Party, which has no role to play in the process of governing law and order and enforcing law and order in the city.
Ashwini Shahi, before I come back to Abha and Brinda, ये जो मनोज मित्तल है, जो एक स्थानीय भाजपा के साथ जुड़े हुए नेता हैं, जिसकी वजह से आम आदमी पार्टी का कहना है कि भाई डिले हुआ। आप भी समझ सकते हैं, आप जमीन के नेता हैं, कि जब लोकल एक मोहल्ले में एक कोई बहुत बड़ा नेता होता है, चाहे वो किसी भी दल का हो, तो पुलिस हिचकिचाती है, लोग भी हिचकिचाते हैं। शायद ऐसा कुछ यहाँ भी हुआ। He was of course eventually arrested. He is one of the official accused. इस आरोप पे आप क्या कहेंगे अश्विनी जी, कि आप ही की पार्टी के जुड़े हुए एक स्थानीय नेता इस हादसे से जुड़े हैं?
बरखा जी, देखिए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी का नेता होना किसी क्राइम को करने का लाइसेंस नहीं देता है। और मनोज मित्तल चाहे जो भी हो, वो अरेस्ट होकर अंदर गए हैं। ये आम आदमी पार्टी नहीं, संवेदना है। आम आदमी पार्टी के मंत्री अभी भी जेल में है, उनको मंत्री बनाया हुआ है। आम आदमी पार्टी अपने से तुलना भारतीय जनता पार्टी की न करे। कोई भी हो, मैं कह रहा हूं, मनोज मित्तल हो या कोई भी हो, अगर कोई मंत्री भी होता, कोई बड़ा पदाधिकारी भी होता, तो उसको लाइसेंस नहीं मिलता है कि आप एक्सीडेंट करिए, आप किलिंग करिए, आप डकैती करिए, आप रोड रेज करिए। ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी की संस्कृति नहीं है। और बरखा जी,
आप मानते हैं कि जो डिले हुआ पुलिस रिस्पांस पे, शायद हिचकिचाहट इसलिए थी क्योंकि एक स्थानीय लेवल पर ये पावरफुल आदमी थे, लोकल लेवल पे।
देखिए बरखा जी, देखिए, आप तो राजनीतिज्ञों के बीच में रहती हैं, और वो कितने बड़े पावरफुल हैं ये सबको दिख रहा है, वो क्या है क्या नहीं है। एक भारतीय जनता पार्टी का कार्यकर्ता और गली मोहल्ले वार्ड का अगर नेता भी हो ना, तो वो पावरफुल नहीं होता है। मैं तो कह रहा हूं, कोई विधायक हो, कोई प्रदेश का पदाधिकारी हो, कोई भी हो, उसके साथ वही होगा। हाँ, 4 घंटे, 6 घंटे, 10 घंटे, 12 घंटे अगर डिले हुआ, तो उसके लिए एक लाइन में खत्म करता हूं। उसके लिए पुलिस को जो है, हो सकता है कोई कारण रहा हो, मैं नहीं कह सकता क्या कारण रहा है, वो तो पुलिस जाने। दूसरा, मेरा यही कहना है कि उनको गिरफ्तार किया गया और उनको न्यायोचित जो कड़ी से कड़ी सजा हो वो उनको मिलना चाहिए, और उनके साथ वही व्यवहार होना चाहिए कि जो एक अपराधी के साथ होता है। वो हम लोग कहीं कोई बचाव कोई पार्टी नहीं कर रही है। जी
अक्षय, ब्रीफ इंटरजेक्शन, देन आई हैव टू कम टू आभा एंड वृंदा। अक्षय, ब्रीफली। हाँ जी, अक्षय।
शाही साहब को मैं याद दिलाना चाहता हूं कि अजय तेनी मिश्रा, जिन्होंने 4 किसानों को रौन दिया था, उनके फेवर में बीजेपी के लोगों ने लंबी लंबी रैलियां निकाली थी उनके बचाव के लिए। उनके पिताजी को मंत्री पद से हटाने से इनकार किया था भाजपा ने। इसी तरह से जो हाथरस का कांड हुआ था, उसमें जो भाजपा के एमएलए इन्वॉल्व थे, उनको बचाने का काम कई दिनों तक हुआ। तो ऐसा भाजपा के लोगों को शायद ऐसा हो सकता है, आप कह रहे हैं कि भाजपा के लोगों को लाइसेंस,
हाथरस में कौन भाजपा का एमएलए इन्वॉल्व था भाई?
ये मैसेज चला गया हो।
हाथरस में आई थिंक ये कुलदीप सिंगर की बात कर रहे हैं। हाँ,
क्या आप नहीं, आप तो कानपुर की घटना को हाथरस में कहां मिला रहे हैं? आशीष जी, आशीष जी,
मेरा कहने का मतलब केवल इतना था। आप हंसिए मत, आपके विधायकों को बचाने का काम किया था आपके लोगों ने, उतना ही मैं कहने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ। तो हो सकता है
अश्विनी शाही
पहुंच गया हो कि हम कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, हमें हमारे बचाव में पूरा
Ashwini Shahi, yes, Hathras. Okay, so Hathras did not have the BJP link. He meant Kuldeep Singer. That is clarified. Ashwini जी, मैं आपको मौका दूंगी इसका retaliate करने के लिए, लेकिन I want to bring in Abha and Brinda, but before that, please think of this mother, the mother of this daughter, a family that has invested some money in educating their daughter, getting her to a point of self-reliance. The mother, we are told, was not well. The daughter was in the process of, donating or wanting to donate a kidney to this mother. I just want to play out a small clip from the mother's interview to the Mojo Story team, and then come to Abha and Brinda. Listen.
इवेंट पे जा रही हूँ, मेरा आज का काम है, मैं रात तक आ पाऊंगी। इवेंट का तो रात का ही काम होता है, शादी ब्याह क्या।
अच्छा, आपको क्या लग रहा है, क्या हुआ है? पुलिस इसे एक्सीडेंट बता रही है, आपको क्या लगता है?
सर, उसके साथ एक्सीडेंट हुआ, गलत भी करा उसके साथ, सब कुछ गलत भी करा। सर, एक्सीडेंट से कपड़े फटते हैं, पहले भी उसका एक बार एक्सीडेंट हुआ है तो सारी घसड़ गई थी। अब के एक्सीडेंट में ना तो उसका शरीर हमें दिखाया जा रहा, और एक भी कुछ तो कपड़ा मिलता, तन पे कपड़ा तक भी नहीं है सर, उसके एक भी तन पे कपड़ा नहीं है।
किस तरह की जांच की मांग कर रहे हैं आप लोग?
सर, मुझे पूरी जांच चाहिए, बस इंसाफ की जांच,
बस इंसाफ चाहिए। Abha, the point is that there's a very disturbing image that of course we are not showing, but we have all seen it, of this body without clothes, which led the family to initially worry that there had been sexual assault. The autopsy has established otherwise, so it needs to be underlined. I think the clothes were ripped as her body was dragged. Abha, go ahead.
You know, I was listening to the cameras. I would want to ask both the political spokesperson that if there were 3 lakh cameras, who was monitoring them? If this girl was dragged for 5 kilometers, these cameras should have been in a control room where they should have spotted immediately, and they should have on their own, without even getting a call, their PCR vans should have reached the spot. That is called real policing, and that is called real monitoring. So just spending government money, putting cameras for evidence purpose solves no purpose. So that is my one question. Secondly, Barkha, I don't know if you remember, there was this Palm Beach, Navi Mumbai hit and run accident where a constable lost 2 sons. And this vehicle that was a Mercedes, it was a hotelier's son, and it was a drunken driving case again. In that case also, police, when they registered an FIR, they put lighter charges. As a result, nobody was arrested. So here also I see the same pattern. Only when it came to the media, then subsequently stronger charges were put. Otherwise, they had put 279 rash and negligent driving. They had put 304A, which is
Well, at the moment,
offense.
Yeah, after the media outcry, thankfully the offences are quite
So my
serious in
issue
this
is,
case. Yeah.
You know, so Barkha, the message which goes to the society is that if you are well connected, you have money. So even if you are drinking and driving, you will go scot-free. So we need to handle this point first. We don't want a BJP up fighting over it, but we want a solution that no breadwinner or no young girl who is aspirational, who you said was going to give kidney to her mother, who was the sole breadwinner, who didn't have a father, they have lost a breadwinner, they've lost a child. So I want that to be accountable, not this cameras were put. Why the police was not monitoring?
Yeah, I'll put that to both the political spokespeople in a moment. Brinda, if you'd like to join a question there before we take final comments. Brinda, Adige, go ahead.
Yes, I want to very, very seriously ask the BJP person first. How is it when you make a statement that they don't have this license, that this Mittal fellow thought that he and his friends could go drunk around the city? 14 kilometers is what only the body was dragged. But more than that, that is impunity. The impunity that stems from being associated with the political party. And to the AAP, I want to ask, you have used whatever money, it is public money, 3 lakh cameras that have been fixed across Delhi. Across Delhi. Would you not, as the ruling government over there, want to know what has happened to the 3 lakh cameras? How are they being utilized? Are they being utilized at all? At the end of the day, neither of you want to be accountable to the people. Neither the parties nor the police want to look at the safety and security of the citizens, and certainly not of the women. Because like you interviewed one person in the beginning of the show, that man said he told the 2 policemen on the scooter, on the motorbike, and those fellows told, go your way, you'll have a look at it. The callous attitude of the police. The callous, indifferent attitude of the police.
To Akshay and Ashwini,
neither the bureaucracy, the state, nor the political parties are concerned or worried about citizens' safety.
And that is my last question to both Akshay and Ashwini ji. How do we, this woman's justice for this woman is going to get lost in politics. Next year, we'll have another incident. There will be another debate over why CCTV cameras are not working, why the police didn't respond. There's a kind of deja vu to this. Akshay, I'll start with you. The 2 women have raised very specific, sharp questions for both of you. I'll start with you, Akshay Marathe.
No, since this CCTVs are coming up a lot, let me tell your viewers also, Barkha, CCTVs are never supposed to be, every 3 lakh CCTVs cannot be possibly monitored 24 hours. CCTVs are meant to be a preventative measure that if a crime gets committed, then the police is aided in catching the criminals, right? I want to...
Neither of the women are agreeing.
There is
Abha, I'll allow Abha brief introduction.
There is no country in the world.
When you are dividing
there is no country in the world which is able to
every
monitor
police
every
station
single
should
CCTV
have
camera.
a monitoring system. Otherwise, it's saying for evidence. No, please, I beg to differ. Just like you said, you have a beat constable, you have beat policing. Every area police, that is the police station of that area, should have an eye on the cameras. Like you come to any corporate, anywhere you go, building, wherever there are CCTV cameras.
The point is, what is the use of these CCTV cameras if they can't be monitored in real time? Akshay, by the police stations, not randomly by traffic control.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that my fellow panelists think that CCTVs in the world are monitored in real time. It's not possible, and it never happens in any country in the world. And in a country like India, it's next to impossible. But that's not the point. The point is that the CCTVs are meant to assist the police to actually catch these criminals. In this case, they had 15 hours to register the FIR, but they refused to do so despite having CCTV footage. Let's remember that there is CCTV footage on, you're showing it right now. So it's not as if the CCTV was not working. The point is the BJP's Delhi police, whose job it was to actually catch these criminals and nail them on the serious charges under which they are actually should have been booked, did not happen. And that is why we are questioning the BJP today. It is not a political fight. It is a fight for accountability. We are saying you have the money and the authority to run them. Now you have to answer these questions.
आई हैव टू क्लोज अश्विनी जी. एक सवाल जो आभा जी ने उठाया बहुत महत्वपूर्ण सवाल है कि ये जो मनोज मित्तल है या जो बाकी 4 लोग हो गाड़ी में, गाड़ी बोरोड थी, किसी ने किसी को दी, किसी ने आगे किसी को दी, हमें ये नहीं मालूम कि शहर में और क्या क्या किया इन्होंने. ये पिए हुए थे एंड घूम रहे थे एज वी सी. एंड एक सजेशन है कि नेता होने के नाते थोड़ा उनको डर नहीं था. इस पे आप क्या बोलेंगे अश्विनी जी?
देखिए बरखा जी, हो सकता है कुछ ऐसा रहा हो, वो तो जांच का विषय है, जांच में आ जाएगा सामने. आभा जी का सवाल बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन अब धीरे धीरे जो कड़ियां खुल रही हैं, होटल का एक मैनेजर कह रहा है कि दोनों लड़कियों ने दारू पी रखी थी और वो झगड़ा कर रही थी, जो सीसीटीवी फुटेज आपने दिखाया शुरू में. तो बहुत सी चीजें हैं जो जांच का विषय है. नहीं, आप मेरी बात पूरी होने दीजिए. बरखा जी, आप मेरी बात पूरी हो जाने दीजिए.
सोनी, आप एक मिनट, मुझे कुछ कहना है, उसके बाद आप बात करिए. इफ द वुमेन हैड हैड ड्रिंक्स, ड्रिंकिंग एंड बीइंग ड्रंक आर 2 डिफरेंट थिंग्स. ठीक है, हम औरतों को जज करते हैं व्हेन दे गो आउट एंड हैव अ ड्रिंक, आदमियों को नहीं करते हैं. तो मैं क्या,
आप मेरी पूरी बात तो होने दीजिए बरखा जी. पूरी बात होगी तब जवाब आएगा. पूरी बात होगी तो जवाब जनता के सामने जाएगा. थोड़ा सुन लीजिए.
बोलिए.
मैं कह रहा हूं कि धीरे धीरे चीजें निकल के आ रही हैं. अभी होटल के आदमी बताया उसने कि दोनों लड़कियों ने पिए हुए था, मैं ये कह रहा था, और पी के वो झगड़ा कर रही थी. उसके बाद वो लोग निकली हैं. अब गाड़ी में बैठे लोगों ने भी दारू पी रखी थी. ये तो जांच का विषय है, जांच पुलिस ने कराया होगा, उनको मिला होगा. तो जब वो पकड़े गए उसके बाद उनको जो इंटरोगेट करेगी पुलिस, तो सामने आएगी चीज. लड़की वहां से निकली है, क्या घटना हुई, अभी ये सब चीजें जांच का विषय है. हम लोग अचानक यहाँ पर रिजल्ट देने के लिए नहीं बैठे हैं. पुलिस जो है, हम लोग, वही मैंने कहा, हम लोग आशंका कर सकते हैं. आम आदमी पार्टी और भारतीय जनता पार्टी चूंकि राजनीतिक दल है, तो आम आदमी पार्टी तो हमेशा वो कहेगी कि एलजी साहब गलत हैं और प्रधानमंत्री गलत हैं. इनको पावर, अभी इन्होंने कहा पावर मिला तो पंजाब से दिल्ली पुलिस भेज दिया इन्होंने. लेकिन इसमें मैं कह रहा हूं कि किसी को कोई लाइसेंस नहीं मिला है कि वो अपराध करे. जो भी होगा दोषी होगा. माननीय गृह मंत्री जी ने स्वयं इस पर जांच की बात की है, रिपोर्ट मांगी है, और कोई बख्शा नहीं जाएगा. जो जो घटनाएं होंगी परत दर परत खोलकर उन लोगों को, चाहे उसमें पुलिस वाला दोषी हो, चाहे उसमें वो 5 लड़के दोषी हो या 6वां भी कोई हो, वो उसको जांच करके और न्यायोचित सजा दिलाने का काम सरकार करेगी. या मैं आपको आशा नहीं, पूरे विश्वास के साथ कहता हूं.
I was going to close the show, but I see Mr. Azad is joining us, and if there anyone who has reactions to what Ashwini Shahi has said, मैं तो सिर्फ ये बोलना चाहूंगी कि whether the girls had a drink, whether the girls had a fight, it doesn't change the fact that their scooter was hit by a car that was being driven by men who had drunk, and then they stopped, they dragged her body away for over 10 kilometers. तो कुछ बदलता नहीं है. Mr. Azad, you're joining us at the tail end of the show. Do you want to comment on the role of the cops? Mr.
Well,
Azad?
number one, I agree with you. Whether it's whether the ladies were drunk or not drunk, that is not an issue. The question is the brutal manner in which they had been hit, and the question is that how they were dragged for about 12 to 14 kilometers. Now, I can't really say that the police can be at every spot on a New Year's Day, but certainly the police reaction time has been very, very poor. There is no doubt about it. Therefore, I would say 2 things. Number one is that the police should have not made a statement right at the very beginning, whether it's a case of accident, whether it's a case of assault, or whether it's trying to prove something or to hide their flanks. But they should have said that the investigation is on, and because it's a very sensitive case, we will take a while to come up with the real facts. So, yes, on certain counts, I think the police responsibility is there. But on the other hand, one should not blame the police for every incident. This is a very, very sad incident, and there are lots of things which need to be looked into apart from the police handling of the case.
Mr. Azad, we have eyewitnesses on record saying that they went to the local police chowki. The chowki was khali. They tried to wave down two cops on a bike. They said, "Aage badho, aage badho." So there was this, and then there was a local politician, in this case linked to the BJP, involved. There's an accusation that may have slowed down the police response. Your thoughts on that?
No, he's a small-time politician, and you'll see, to attack a small-time politician is very easy. So that was not really an issue, Everyone is attacking that small-time politician. And, the second thing is Chowki. At Chowki's Barkha, there is hardly any kind of a police presence. But what is more important is, as you said, two things. One is that the PCR call, it went out to PCR at 3:15 and they reacted after 2 hours. And number two, as you said, that some cops were alerted and yet they did not respond with alacrity. This is something very serious which needs to be looked into. And that is exactly what the Special Commissioner Shali Singh is inquiring.
Okay, we'll leave it there. I just want to say that it's all too easy to make this about character assassination, gossip about what the two girls were fighting over. Yes, our reporting is also showing us that they had a fight. That friend actually leaves this woman to die alone. I mean, I can't imagine what could be worse than that. But let us remember that it doesn't matter. We know the camera doesn't lie, that Anjali Singh scooter was hit and her body was then dragged for over 10 kilometers. And this young woman, the breadwinner of her family, just 20, deserves justice, deserves not just her anger, not just a political fight between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP, but a concrete and a swift closure. And he's accused. An example certainly should be set with exemplary punishment. Thank you, Akshay, Ashwini, Yashovardhan, to Abha and to Brinda. Thank you very much. And to our viewers, see you tomorrow, same time.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.